Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you Catalina State Park, which is in Tucson or Catalina, Arizona. One of the best state parks in Arizona. Lots of great camping here. I'm going to show you the campgrounds. I'm going to show you some of the great trails that you can do, some loop trails, even up to Romero Canyon. Check out the waterfalls that exist in this park or near the park. And I'm going to take you up onto the Pusch Ridge, which had a massive fire back in 2020 known as the Bighorn Fire. I'll show you the after effects of that fire, what it looks like today, and what it looked like before the fire. Let's go check it out. You turn into Catalina off of Oracle Road, which is a busy road going north-south through Tucson, Oro Valley. Driving to this park, and it's pristine. They preserved this park many, many years ago. Here's we come up here to the entrance booth. You have to pay a fee of $7 a day currently. But that will get you into the park. If you want to camp here, you have to book on AZParks beforehand. This is a great campground. Lots of space between sites. As you drive in here, it has some really nice bathrooms. Here's the bathroom house. But check out the space between sites. You can see these trailers parked here, but there's tons of space between you and your neighbor. Highly recommend this place to stay. Very, very popular in the winter, though, so you have to book well in advance. So please check out AZParks. You can get on there and book a site. Very, very popular with the winter visitors. There's several loops here. I'm taking on a quick tour of one loop just to give you a feel for the space between sites, the size of rigs you can park in here. And then some of these sites have electric and water. If you want to actually dump, there is a dump station near the exit to the state park. I'm also going to show you what's close to the state park. Right across the street on the road of Oracle, there's some really nice conveniences. So let's check it out. They got a dump station here. It's a dump here. I'm going to take you outside of the park real briefly to show you what's on the other side of the road of Oracle here. Some really nice conveniences close to the park if you're camping, if you need supplies. There's an In-N-Out Burger right across the street from the campground. Pretty crazy. Pretty ideal. If you go this way, there's a big Walmart store. Hopefully that gives you a feel for how nice this campground is and how close we are to supplies. Let's go back in the park. Let's check out what's cool about this park, what to do. Some amazing hiking trails for all levels. So as we drive to the very end of the park here, through the only road through the park, you come to a dead end which has a large parking lot for all the hikers and the day sightseers. On the weekends, this trailhead actually can fill up, especially in the winter time. So I recommend getting here early to avoid the crowds. What's cool about this park here at the very end is you see the main hub for the trailheads. They even provide you sunscreen in a dispensary. But there's also a store here you can get refreshments at, as well as a bathroom. But check out all these trails. Many trails, various levels. There's some nice loop trails. As well as trails that take you out of the park into the National Forest. As we start on this trail here, you'll quickly encounter what we call a wash in Arizona, where water runs off during monsoon season in the summer or from snow melt. This is actually in the winter, in February of 2023 we're looking at right here. You can see there's actually water coming down from the top of the Catalina Mountains, and it's flowing in this wash. So pretty cool experience, pretty awesome place to bring your kids, dogs, to enjoy the water. Like I say, there's trails here for all levels, but the dogs seem to love the water, especially my dog. But to give you an idea what the water looks like here from snowmelt, high up in the Catalina Mountains, which is a mountain range of over 9,000 feet. On top here a few weeks ago, you can see how big the ponderosa pine are on top with the snow. Let's go explore some of the awesome trails that take you some of the awesome pools in this park. I'll share with you some of the creatures I've encountered, and I'm going to show you what this place looked like before and after the fire. Let's go check them out. Good view of the parking lot down there. It kind of leads to all the trails. We're gonna head up Romero Canyon here. One of the best hikes around. But a lot of people walk their dogs up here. There was a fire a couple years ago. It was a bighorn fire. It started up on the ridge, Pusch Ridge, and devastated the Catalinas, these mountains, and even came into the state park, doing a lot of damage to many of the cactus and the swirls that you can see here. Very, very sad thing. Here's some pictures of the fire back in 2020 on the ridge. Back to present day, you can kind of see what it looks like currently. I'm going to share with you some before and afters of the pools and the various vegetation so you can get a better feel for it. The snow is evident in the wintertime here up high on the peaks. You cannot take your dogs outside the park into the national forest, so just awareness. Let's go check out Montrose Pools right at the edge of the forest boundary.
Just above the shade.
Give me a comment what you think this guy might be watching us at the pools. If you have a dog though, you gotta stay within the park itself so you don't get to the national forest. There's lots of great trails like this for your dogs. There's a nice little loop hike where you can cross the Sutherland Wash in many spots. Pretty awesome place to hike. Up higher is Pusch Peak, Pusch Ridge, as you can see here. The fire back in 2020, June 2020, devastated this entire region. The cause was caused by lightning. They had over 2,000 large cactus killed. Here's some video of the fire on the nights of June 2020.
All these cars and fire trucks, buddy.
People would park along the road and watch the fire at night.
That's pretty bad right there, all that. And the other crazy thing is it's kind of low on the ridge here. It's just burned. But then if you scan over here, just dead brush, trees, as far as you can see up the mountain.
As you can see, that fire, it actually came down the mountain and worked into the park, burning much of the swirls in the park on the other side of Sutherland Wash. So today it's marked as a burned area. Now let's go take a look at what it did to many of the great trails, Romero Canyon, before and after the fire. I love hiking up into Romero Canyon. It was closed for over a year due to the fire and the burn damage. It's open again. This is a bighorn sheep management area, so you can't bring your dogs, like I said earlier, into this area. Some great hiking though. It's about 3 miles up to the pools. Let's go check it out.
We got our tent set up. I'm gonna try to, sun's going down here quick.
Some of the live oaks were still undamaged up here. Let's check out these pools before the fire. You can see very deep water you can get into. Check out what happens after the fire though. Before that fire, you could get in the water and it was nice and deep. After the fire, though, it's filled in with all the sediment.
Feel a jump from there into this water. Pretty shallow now. That's deep right there.
So that's Romero Pools Trail. Let's head back out. Check what we saw on our way out, though.
They are swarming there, buddy.
Here's a glimpse of the trail lower down inside the state park prior to the fire. Huge, huge swirls that take hundreds of years to grow. It's going to take a long time for these guys to come back post-fire. Lots of shrubs, though, and Palo Verdes, a mesquite tree that were burned up in this fire no longer exist in the lower parts of the park here.
Up towards Oracle, or in Catalina, is burning.
So many of the swirl got burned. They've actually removed a lot of these swirl for, I think, for safety reasons. Lots of the trunks did not survive, unfortunately, and killed the swirls. This is what it looks like in the, a few months after the fire. Is just completely burned vegetation inside the park, all the way from the mesquites to the Palo Verdes to the swirls.
You can see this area was actually scarred pretty good by the burn. What's missing? The swirls, right? They're all gone. So you are getting, they did a lot of repair. Some tree stumps have come off. There's another example. What probably used to be a mesquite tree that is they're coming up from the roots, the base, right? But it's just a grassland out here now from post-fire. Removed a couple years.
Hopefully that gives you an idea of what the fire did and the recovery that's occurred in the last couple of years. One of my favorite things to do in this place is to actually climb Pusch Peak along that ridge where that fire started with my son. This is a very steep trail just outside the park to the south of the park.
We got the sandwich.
And trail.
Yeah, we're at the end of the trail. We're on top of the mountain. Yep.
And trail.
Can't go any higher. Pusch Peak. It is up here. There are no cacti.
As you climb higher, you actually get out of the cacti, as I mentioned there. You can see forever out in the distance from top of Pusch Peak here. Pretty awesome place to go. Not an easy hike, though, very steep. But well worth the trip if you can climb up to this top of this elevation to see Tucson down below and the surrounding mountain ranges. I'll leave a link in my description to another video in which I actually show this hike in more detail. My son and I, who has special needs, love this park. We spend a lot of our time in this park. It's glad to see it reopened and recovering from the fire of June 2020. Until our next adventure, thanks for being here.